What's good, YouTube? It's Khalil Jamar. Hope that all is well with you guys. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If this is not your first time on my channel, welcome back. Now, I came across this video the other day that was posted by Alex Leonidas, and in the video, he talks about whether or not 225 pounds is enough weight to move on the bench press.
Although my bench press standards are high, achieving 2 plates is more than enough to have big pecs. But not for 1 rep max. Don't think I'd let you off that easy, but rather for reps.
In the video, I believe he says if you're moving it for reps, it's definitely going to be an impressive feat.
So for most lifters, repping 225 is not only realistic, but indeed impressive.
For example, if you're moving 225 for 10 reps, that puts your max up at around 300 pounds. So that's very impressive. I think he also says if you can only move it for 1 rep, obviously that's not going to be as impressive.
And is the opposite of settling, because a typical 225 1 rep max as seen in local gyms with a normal high body fat is absolutely not impressive, and I'm not encouraging mediocrity.
225 pounds is a weight that most people can hit and should be able to hit. Now, if you are looking to get stronger though and to increase your numbers on the bench press, Alex actually says this in the video, you do need specialization and periodization in your program. And in the video today, I'm going to explain exactly what periodization is when it comes to strength training and powerlifting. Now, in powerlifting, there's really 3 types of periodization. There's going to be linear periodization, block periodization, as well as non-linear periodization. Now, linear periodization, it's a model that involves increasing intensity and decreasing volume over time. And the goal of linear periodization, you want to have each phase build off of the previous phase. And there's 4 phases within linear periodization. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But the goal of having each phase build off of the last phase is to build a solid foundation and strength to peak for competition, or if you have a mock meet coming up. Now, to give you guys a quick example of what linear periodization looks like, I'm going to let you take a peek at the program I'm using now in order to prepare for my meet. Now, this is the first few weeks, and as you can see, the reason this would be an example of linear periodization is because each week the intensity that I'm working with increases. But you can also see that the amount of reps and sets I have to do is manipulated just to make sure that I'm in a good position to perform at that intensity level. Now, as I said, there's usually 4 phases in linear periodization, and these 4 phases are the prep phase, the hypertrophy phase, strength phase, and then the peaking phase. That's what linear periodization is. Now, there's also block periodization, and that's usually a type of periodization that's really used for advanced powerlifters. Me, I've personally never used block periodization, so I'm going to do my best to explain it. I know powerlifters who have used it and it's worked for them. But the goal of block periodization is to optimize performance in each training block and then transition to the next one. Now, the reason people usually use block periodization, they use this type of periodization because it allows for more specific and targeted training adaptations within each block. Now, in block periodization, there's usually 3 phases. There's the accumulation phase. This focuses on building a broad fitness base and addressing weaknesses. Then there's the transition phase, and the goal of the transition phase is to convert the accumulated fitness into specific strength qualities required for more power. And then there's the realization phase, and this is where powerlifters fine-tune their technique and reach their peak performance for competition. The last type of periodization is going to be nonlinear periodization. Now, this involves frequent changes in training variables within a training or microcycle. In periodization, the manipulation of the program can be day to day, week to week, or month to month. Now, with nonlinear periodization, it's usually, again, on a microcycle, which means the changes happen more frequently day to day or week to week than they do on linear or block. Wow, that was bad. Than they do on linear or block periodization. Example of a non-linear periodization type of program. It's a method that's very well known, the conjugate method in powerlifting. Now, here's an example of what nonlinear periodization would look like. And as you can see, just within a week, there's different phases. And in 1 week, there's a strength phase, there's a hypertrophy phase, and then there's a power phase. But guys, that is the end of the video. Hopefully I did give you guys some good insight into what periodization is and how you can use it in order to get stronger. Again, the video started out as we were talking about 225 pounds and whether that's enough weight to work with. Again, if you're looking to just put on mass and you're not really looking to increase your numbers on bench press, then 225 for reps, not just for your max, but for reps, that's more than enough weight to be working with. But if you're actually looking to get stronger, you're going to need to increase the amount of weight that you're working with. And you need to understand what periodization is and why it's important, so you understand why you need to manipulate the weights that you're working with in order to get stronger. Thank you for watching. If I missed anything in the video that I should have added, feel free to leave that down in the comment section. But make sure that you do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.